Now let's talk about cost project. So the idea of this cost project is really to make sure you would have an opportunity to apply what we have learned in this class in real world problems. So specifically, I want you to identify a problem that actually interests you quite a bit, and then go along with that project, go along with that business problems. So I would say that you should take it really seriously because this helps you to apply what you have learned here. In addition, I would kind of consider that this can be a starting point for your final project for the master program or capstone course for the master program as well, as a starting point, meaning going forward, you could build upon what you have done here. So let's look at the cost project description. So what you should be doing is you frame a business problem, select one data set, clean that data set, run some preliminary analysis of your data, and select two machine learning algorithms you have studied in class. So here I want to be a little bit more elaboration on the data set itself. So your data set apparently cannot be too small. If you only have 300 observations, that defeats the purpose of using machine learning algorithm. Of course, you could test your algorithm, but it actually doesn't really help as much. So I think you should select a data set that's reasonably big. For example, somewhere around, I would say 10,000 or more observations, and then with some sort of dimensions, maybe at least 10 to 20 dimensions, meaning 10 to 20 predictors or variables in the data sets. So you're kind of looking at a 10,000 by 15 type of matrix. Let's think it that way. Not really a matrix, more like a data frame, right? So that would be the size of data. I think that makes sense, but it really doesn't mean you should be following this guideline that strictly that's okay. I only have 9 dimensions. Would that work? I think it still works. So I really just give you a sense on what kind of data set I'm looking for, meaning that you should pay a little bit attention when you are trying to select the data that you want to work with. That's one. The second thing that you should pay attention would be really cleaning the data, because none of the data set is going to be clean. A lot of them need some work to clean, especially in real world business settings. You have to clean your data to be able to use the data. Okay. Third thing I also want to mention is you run some preliminary analysis of your data, understand what's happening in the data, relationship of the variables, and then summarize your results. And next thing that you should be doing would be select two machine learning algorithms that you have studied in class so that you can apply onto the data set. Okay. And then you should also pay attention. You should pick the algorithm that you think that fits the problem or data set best and have potential to be good models to solve the problems that you are studying. Right? It's not for the sake of applying the algorithm. It's really for the sake of solving the problem. So you should pick the algorithm that you think it have a lot of potential to the type of problem that you are looking at. And then last point here, you should be aware, you should summarize your analysis and findings in a project report. Here, pay attention to that summarize. right? I'm not looking at 20 page of code together with some charts and then come back says, here you go, this is my cost project. No, that's not the way that I'm kind of envisioning. What you should be thinking about would be a 3 to 5 page report to see, here's my problem. I did this and that to clean the data, and I ran some analysis, look like this, and then decided to use this algorithm. And then turns out the results shows it's pretty good, or no, it's not really good. What's the problem if it's not good? Do some explanation. I think that's the type of project report I'm looking for. Okay. And then I also have more discussion here at the bottom of the page. We can elaborate a little bit more there as well. In terms of a project team, you can work individually or with a partner as a team. And then just pay attention. You have to let me know, do you plan to work on your own or you plan to work with someone else? And then here is the project schedule. You should form a team and select the data by the end of week 7. By the end of week 7 means end of the week, Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. It worth 25% of the project rate, and then you could select some possible data sources from this PowerPoint slides that I put in week 2. I would elaborate the data source there a little bit more when we discuss lecture 2. And then the final project report should be due by the end of week 11 and worth 75% of your project grade. And then in terms of proposal, I'm really looking for a half a page proposal to describe the data you selected and the possible solutions you could be taking. Just possible solutions, because as you analyze your data, there's a chance that you change your mind to use different methods. Then here we have more elaboration on the project report. So as I just mentioned, you should summarize, clearly present the findings, and then 5 to 7 page report should be sufficient. Of course, 3 to 5 would be okay as well. It's really just explain the problem clearly and explain the solution clearly as well. And then here are the key elements you should include in your report. That include the analysis of business problem, more like a problem statement, the methodology you used, details of the methodology, the findings from the project. Are they different from your initial expectation? If so, is there a suitable explanation? Are you able to explain why this happened? Why they are different from my initial expectation? Are they working well? Or they are not working well because such and such? And then if time permits, any plan for future work if more time or resources available. That's really some elements that you should include in your final report. So you can see here, it's not like an assignment, right? It's a report that you kind of really have put some thought into the whole process. So I would think that even though we said by week 7 you should have a proposal, really even at week 1 you should already kind of thinking about, oh, what I want to do and what interests me. Are there any some potential problems that I can solve? Okay, for example, just give you an example. One of students previously studied the city bike usage data. So looking at city bike in New York City, how people are using it, how people are, what's the usage frequency, and what's the pattern that we can obtain from analyzing that data set. There would be some very interesting results out of that. And then you could also think about some problems such as, okay, if I have Amazon data set, can I build some sort of recommendation? How would how would I leverage one of the methods that I studied here in machine learning class to build a recommendation engine? There would be a lot of other interesting problems that you can solve, but for now, you can start thinking what you really want to analyze and study. Okay, that's a discussion of project, and you can always reach out to me if you have any suggestions or questions on the project that you are kind of thinking through. Thank you